Jeffrey, my first question is for you. Can you tell us what it feels like to be, I think maybe the only person that's in the DCEU universe, the MCU universe, and the James Bond universe at the same time?
Uh, yeah. Hey, thank you, Billy. It's it's better than not being in those
Yeah, I can
places.
tell you about not being in it.
It's
Horrible. I've auditioned for them all.
Yeah, it's a good little run. Yeah, I've been busy. A lot of airplanes. Yeah.
Billy, you one of the newcomers on this movie. That's kind of the end of an era of James Bond. Coming into it as kind of the new person on set, how did you kind of approach your role and kind of tell the people what they can kind of expect from you when they go out to see the movie?
Coming into this project, I got to work with such talented people such as Jeffrey Wright and Daniel Craig. So it was easy to watch their kind of they kind of guided me through it and were very much comforting as I stepped into this pool. They really inspired me and helped direct me in a good way. So I felt very comfortable coming into it. What did people expect from Logan Ash? Yeah, I'm just Jeffrey's sidekick. I'm Felix's sidekick. That's what you need to know.
Jeffrey, what does it like to have a sidekick, in the movie, kind of your own person that you're trying to, in this crazy world that you spy world that you guys are in? How did you kind of navigate that and helping him along with that?
Well, I mean, if I was gonna have a sidekick, it was gonna be Billy. So we just,
I'm his Robin to his Batman.
we just sidekick along with, it's Billy and I worked together on a movie called Game Night prior to this, so we knew each other, and I just loved what he, what he brought to that. But what he brought to this, I mean, we're very much, two very different characters, kind of stuck together there, trying to do Bond things, and that's it. That's it.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Thank you, Billy.
Well, one of the interesting things is kind of a question, for both of you guys is like you said, it's kind of, it's a Bond movie and, it's really, cool and smooth and classy. But kind of the last question for both of you guys is, it has an air of comedy to it that I think really, hits. How do you kind of mesh that together when you're in this like super spy film with all this history? But it's funny, to me. And both of you guys really have some lines in there that, like I said, I laughed out loud about.
I think it comes naturally in this world. I think the reality of it, we're playing the serious thing. You never play the joke, but the joke comes and the humor comes from the reality of it all. I think it goes hand in hand with the story, and Bond's always felt that way. Every old man, if you go back to some of the quotes that Bond have said over the years, they're hysterical.
Yeah,
absolutely hysterical.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely fun. Movie's great. Really appreciate you guys once again taking out the time. Good luck to your future. And I'm going to watch, obviously, all of your other projects that's coming up. Big What If fan, so I can't wait to see the finale of that.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
Cool.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. First question to you is, when you got the call that they wanted you to direct the movie, being that it's the 25th James Bond and Daniel Craig's last James Bond, did you feel any pressure? Like, like I have to really produce here, or was it like, hey, this is just another kind of day at the office?
I don't think there was any day on this project that was like just another day at the office. I mean, from the first meeting I had with the producers until we turned it in. I mean, it was a race. It was a race with, I didn't necessarily think about the pressures of, 25th film or Daniel's last, in sort of a direct way. Obviously, abstractly, I did. It was more just like, how do we make a good story? How do we make a good screenplay first, befitting, the series, and then how do we make it in the time we had? And so there wasn't much time to think about anything else. Maybe that was a good thing. Because it was just so much about like what's directly in front of you, each new hurdle.
as a director, we kind of in unprecedented times with the coronavirus and everything like that. So you shoot the movie, everything looks good, everything looks done, and then you have to stop. At that point, do you go back and start kind of nitpicking things, or do you just kind of say, "Hey, let's just let it ride, and when it comes out, it comes out"?
Yeah, I mean that I think I showed the producers an assembly of the films, and that's very unusual. Normally, you 8 to 10 weeks of editing before you show them. We were very compressed, so I was probably going to cut for a couple weeks and then show them. But I saw the assembly before I even really touched the edit, and I was like, I can show them. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna be pleased. So that's where we were at already at that point. So by the time we kind of got to the end of the edit and the end of sound and color and the mix, I don't think any of us wanted to go back and tinker with it. I think we were all just done, and I think we were satisfied with it. And I think we were just waiting for the opportunity to share it, with the audiences like we finally are now.
And kind of my last question as a director dealing with a big ensemble cast. What is your kind of strategy and the way that you kind of handle that when you're dealing with a lot of really big name actor and actresses, and kind of making sure that chemistry is kind of all put together for your film?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about our MI6 scenes, the talent we have in the room just with the MI6 cast, we have Ray Fiennes, Roy Kinnear, Ben Whishaw, Naomi Harris, just all hanging out together in a room. I mean, that's pretty amazing. I should Lashana Lynch in there too. So it's just like, we have these group dialogue scenes, and it was just a joy to watch everyone sort of come together and throw in their energy. It was a lot of fun.
I really appreciate you taking out the time. The movie's amazing. You did an awesome job. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Have a wonderful weekend. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.